Blessed good evening to one and all. I'm here again by St. John Parish Church doing another video of St. John Parish Church. Starting from the road here to lead you back to church view in St. John and back to Martins Bay and Clifton Hall on that side. This is the road to lead you back to St. John Cemetery, where the church cemetery is, where the people are buried now, since the cemetery and the church is filled. Where they do back to Gore Hill and Four Roads and that part of St. John. I will go in the church and do another video. I will go in the church. First of all, this is the rectory where the priest lives. The splendid St. John's Rectory is built on the foundations of an earlier house of 1679. Details which were specified minutely in the vestry minutes of that year. It is of Georgian design in contrast to the neo-Gothic church. Its dining room is richly paneled and there is a traditional poor relations room built above the kitchen wing to the south. The rectory here, the last priest that lived here was Canon Mears. The church gift shop here, where the gift shop is and the office where someone is for the church. St. John Parish Church, the historic St. John Parish Church. Before I go in the church, I will do a walk. I will do a look at the beautiful East Coast first. Back to the church view in St. John. And Clifton Hall. Church view. And this is the beautiful rustic East Coast over here. So St. John Parish Church, as I said before, overlooks the picturesque East Coast. Looking northeasterly now towards St. Andrew and St. Joseph, which is in the Scotland district. They are referred to as the Scotland district of Barbados because of their resemblance to the Scotland countryside, and they are the parishes that carry the most hills. St. John Parish Church sits atop Hackerton's Cliff. So this is the East Coast here. We can see St. Margaret's Anglican Church here at the bottom of the hill here, which is the sister parish to St. John Parish Church. Carries the same priest. St. Margaret's is at the bottom of the hill. Built in 1863, named after Margaret Ann Haynes. So again, St. John is the parish in which most of the white Barbadian population originated from. White Barbadians such as Sir Kiffin Simpson, the guy who owns Simpson Motors, and Carl Williams, known as Sir Charles Offney Williams, and his brother Ralph Busy Williams. They are all white Barbadians. Sir Kiffin Simpson Motors is the agents for Suzuki vehicles in Barbados. They also specialize in Isuzu, Chevrolet, Mercedes-Benz, and now Mitsubishi vehicles. They also specialize in Skoda, but I don't see that anymore. Also, Sir Charles Offney Williams, who owns the Polo Field and the quarry, known as C.O. Williams. He is a white Barbadian from St. John, as well as the Goddards that own the Goddard Group of companies, and the Courtesy Garage, which is the agents for Goodyear Tires and Nissan and Hyundai vehicles in Barbados. There are also white Barbadians from St. John, as well as Professor Henry Fraser, who was a lecturer at the University of the West Indies, and he was also a heart surgeon at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Many more. Even Pastor Holmes Williams, founder of the People's Cathedral. They are all white Barbadians. Many more, too numerous to mention, white Barbadians from St. John whose ancestors originated from Scotland and Ireland, and they came to Barbados as indentured servants, and they were placed at Martins Bay and Hackerton's Cliff in St. John when they came to Barbados. When you go down Martins Bay, which is just down the hill here, Martins Bay, St. John, you will also come across some white Barbadians at the shop up there. So St. John has white Barbadians throughout. Now time for me to go in the church. Hear the lovely organ music. Here is lieth the body of Mr. Richard Hannes, born November the 5th, 1667, and died the 19th of May, 1752. As alpha of his daughter Elizabeth Hannes, born the 17th of January, 1729, and died the 17th of August, 1733. So people are there to rest on these, there are tombs on these floors as well. The statue of Madonna and Child with the infant St. John beneath her feet. The marble baptismal font. This monument is inscribed by the conjugal affection to the memory of a beloved wife, Sarah Ann Haynes, who in the bloom of youth and of health was in a moment summoned by the wisdom of providence from the cares of this world to the hopes and expectations of a better. Died the 30th of July 1824, aged 27 years. Three helpless infants, pledges of mutual affection, the object of her tenderest anxiety and the most watchful care, alike deplore her untimely fate. The marble baptism font here. So inside the beautiful Gothic church again. You see the lovely pipe. It's for the organ. Again, the choir stalls here with the choir sits. The choir sits and the lovely stained glass windows and the magnificent altar and the a fearful and was dread. I can't read all this now because of the organ is music. And this is the choir. Start with the choir 6. This window is donated by the Dash family, a member of the late Arthur Dash, in 2022. Of Barbara Stewart Fraser. These are the parents of Professor Henry Fraser, who was a lecturer at the University of the West Indies at Carefree campus. In memory of Barbara Stewart Fraser, on the 15th of October 1903, and then the 6th of April 1993, parochial treasurer of this parish, born 1944, and he was the parochial treasurer of this parish from 1944 to 59, and his wife Lorraine Mitchinson Fraser, born the 17th of July 1911 and died the 26th of October 1994, was mistress of this parish from 1941 to 1960. To love is to serve. So those are the parents of Professor Henry Fraser. Restoration of this window was the gift of a friend from London, England, who loves this place. In January 2023. Each window was donated by someone, donated in memory of the late Sylvia Millington Mears in 2022. So, magnificent St. John Parish Church. This is a beautiful country church. Before I forget, back in the days, it used to be pew rent. People used to have to pay to rent these pews. You can see the Ten Commandments on the back behind the pipes for the organ. The Ten Commandments. So, leaving St. John's, leaving the church, showing you the view of the East Coast and that once again, and then going to the cemetery to show you these historic graves. Again, they don't bury people in this cemetery now unless it is a boy grave. If my memory serves me correctly, the last person that was laid to rest here was the Reverend Canon Eric Payne, who was the reverend of this church from 1968 to 1990. Canon Payne was the reverend at St. John Parish Church. This is a historic grave site. The grave of Joseph Briggs Mears, a native of this island for more than 40 years, a resident in the colony of British Guyana. I am to be gathered unto my people, bury me with my fathers. So again, I'm a part of the Mears family. My mother is a Mears from St. Joseph. The Mearses are originally from the Mearses in Barbados, originated from St. Joseph and St. John, one or two from St. Thomas and so on, but their roots are from St. Joseph and St. John. So most of them are related to me, both the white ones and the black ones. The white ones, such as Roger Mears and Barry Mears, the rally men that do the car racing, they are related to me as well. So my mother is a Mears. My mother, one of my aunts, and two uncles are Mearses, along with my grandfather. My mother is from St. Joseph, the parish of St. Joseph in Branchbury. But my first two aunts, the Levines, come from St. Thomas at Carrington's Village, just behind the bridge behind Ratchmill Hall Gully. There are my aunts. My first two aunts, one deceased, the Levines, but the other four children, my mother and aunt, my third aunt and two uncles are from St. Joseph. So Samuel Lewis Mears, born 1834 and died in 1922. By grace are ye saved through faith, and not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. Ephesians 11 verse 8, erected by his children. You can hear the lovely organ music coming from the church. This is a good way to entertain tourists when they come to the church. This is a tourist attraction. The map showing you the tombs in the churchyard. The grave of Ivy Branch Bradshaw and her daughter Iris Branch Bannocky. Iris Bannocky is the founder of Andromeda Gardens. She was originally from British Guyana. She was the founder of Andromeda Botanical Gardens, which is in St. Joseph, just above Bathsheba, also on the East Coast. And she founded Andromeda Gardens in the 1950s. Iris Branch Bannocky was a horticulturist, plant specialist, and Andromeda Gardens was her brainchild. And when she died in 1988, it was entrusted to the Barbados National Trust. She died in September 1988 at the age of 73. So his St. John's Parish Church is another historic church. I do believe that most of these historic churches, if not all of them, should be preserved as a heritage site, as tourist attractions that tourists can visit when they come to Barbados. I know most of them are closed for security purposes and the locations and so on, but something can still be done. Just saying, this is the colored tomb here with the black planter class, what have been laid to rest. The Skinner and Chase tomb over here. And the grave of Ethan Gollop, who was the grandfather of Fred Gollop, and also Ralph Thorne, who is the current leader of the opposition. Ralph Thorne, that would be his grandfather, as well as Fred Gollett. The grave of Ivan Wilfred Weeks and Winifred Ursula Weeks. So this is the grave of Eustace C. Gill, husband of Marie Gill, born 1903 and died in 1993. And Bernard Leslie Barrow died the 23rd of April 1962 at the age of 88 years. In loving memory of Ambrosine Barrow, born 1880 and died in 1942, and daughter Ada C. Bridgman, born 1907 and died in 1990. The grave of Charles Miller Austin. He was the first black man to own a plantation in Barbados and in St. John. He owned Malvern Plantation in St. John. He bought it, and he was born the 26th of May 1857 and died the 11th of August 1942. And his wife Martha, born the 16th of September 1862 and died the 22nd of November 1949. So this is a lovely, beautiful tourist attraction. I do believe that all these historic churches should be preserved if, as long as they have health and strength. Since some of you all are not able to get to most of these historic churches, I will bring them to you through my vlogs. The East Coast here, St. John, St. Joseph, St. Andrew. So this is a beautiful Gothic church. So as I said before, this church here has some of the oldest graves in the Caribbean. Here lieth the body of Ferdinando Paleologus. He was buried upright. They said that he was buried in the church under the organ loft before being placed up here. So here he was buried upright. He is still laying upright. Here lieth the body of Ferdinando Paleologus, descended from the emperor line of the last Christian emperors of Greece, church warden of this parish from 1655 to 1656. Vestryman 20 years. Died the 3rd of October 1678. So, beautiful view of the East Coast. In loving memory of the Honorable Richard Haynes of Easy Hall Plantation in St. John, eldest son of the Honorable J.A. Haynes of Newcastle Plantation, also in St. John, who died the 8th of May 1937 at age 81. In loving memory of Mary Howell Haynes of Newcastle, St. John as well. She was the last of her family members to be alive. She died on the 22nd of July 1957. Rest in peace. The Haynes family is the ones who helped to build St. John Parish Church. The third time it was built in 1836. And they were the ones who helped to build this church. Going down into the grave of Thomas Henry Seeley, son of Sir John Seeley and Anne Isabella Seeley, born the 14th of January 1845 and died the 20th of June 1904, erected by his son Charles W.M. Seeley. The grave of the Carter family. The Carter tomb here. This is the Haynes family tomb here. Robert Haynes. These were all planter class people who owned plantations in this parish, St. John. the grave, this binoculars for distant viewing, and the sundial, which tells the time. If I'm able to, I will try to see if I can bring at least not, if not all, most of these historic churches to you guys in my vlogs. These Anglican churches are very historic. Some of them are underrated, as I would say, and some are out in the public, like St. John and the Cathedral and St. Mary's and others that are out in the open, and have some that are not even heard of, that people never heard of before. I would try to see if I can bring them to you all. Okay, southeastern now, all the East Coast still, to Bath Beach in St. John and Concept Bay, all on the East Coast. Southeasterly, and you can see here the St. Philip. Southeasterly, all across to the Ragged Point Lighthouse. And this is Park House Village behind here, below here. All Bath Beach in St. John. The Cable and Wireless Earth Satellite Station. I will end at the grave of our Prime Minister, David Thompson, who served briefly as Prime Minister of Barbados from 2008 to 2010. David John Howard Thompson, Prime Minister of Barbados from 2008 to 2010. He died in office. David Thompson was born the 25th of December 1961 in England and died the 23rd of October 2010 in Barbados. He was born to Barbadian parents, white mother and black father, both Barbadian. But he was born in England, but then he came to Barbados as a small child and lived there all his life. He was the parliamentary representative for St. John after the death of the first Prime Minister, father of independence, and national hero, the Royal Excellent Era Walton Barrow. He was the Member of Parliament for St. John from 1987 when Era Barrow died until his death in 2010. He died on my birthday as well. David Thompson died on my birthday. I was now turning 17 when he died. And David Thompson, his wife, Mara Thompson, who was a St. Lucian by birth, succeeded him in the 2011, January 20th, 2011 by elections. Then she represented the parish of St. John via the same party. St. John was always home to the Barbados Democratic Labour Party from 1958, during the time of Era Barrow, until the 2018 general elections when it went over to the Barbados Party. In loving memory of Travel Delia Davis, born the 6th of October, the 6th of August 1931, and died the 14th of July 1973. For those of you who don't know, Traverse Way, which is down by the harbour, going down by the port, known as Lover's Lane, was named after Travel Delia Davis, who lost his life in a motor accident at Boarded Hall, St. George, while driving his motor car. The Tree of Life, where I will end this vlog. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed evening.